What's up? My name is Falco. Welcome to Something to Talk About, where I talk about a Song of Ice and Fire stuff mostly. Nowadays, that's what I've been kind of focusing on. And this is my Song of Ice and Fire lore series where I cover characters from the Game of Thrones books, the Song of Ice and Fire books, and I cover characters who have never been POV, kind of lesser known characters. But this whole week I've been covering the Kettlebacks. And even though the Kettlebacks are not really lesser known, they just never made it onto the show. So they technically fit, but I mean, they're a pretty big deal, especially in the later books. I've covered all of them except for this guy. So I covered the daddy, Oswell. I covered the oldest brother, Osmond. And I've covered Osfried, the middle brother, now for the younger brother. Like me, I'm a younger brother. I'm the youngest. This guy's the youngest. We're pretty much the same person. No, we're not. I've never had slept with the queen. But anyways, all right, yeah, so welcome to part 4 of Kettleblack Week. Go back and check out all my other stuff. I do all these in one big long take, so if it sounds like I don't edit out my ums, it's because I don't. And also, I do read off these cards because I want to kind of have a mixture of my improv and weirdness, but I don't want to get lost. So I got these cards here. Simply read the cards. They're going to be wonderful, really. That's my Wayne's World joke. You just want to get into it? So I'm going to cover a lot of the stuff, the same stuff that I've done with the other two brothers. So just keep that in mind. There are some cards that are extremely similar, and there's just one that is just straight up the same. But that's just because, I don't know, maybe you guys aren't watching all of them. Maybe you're just watching this one. So I want to give you the same base information about the Kettleblacks that I would if you watched all of them. All right, let's go. The youngest brother, Osney Kettleblack is the youngest and the final of the Kettleblack brothers. He is the son of Oswell Kettleblack, and he has two brothers, Osmond and Osfried. Osney is a tall man with, you guessed it, a hooked nose. What? And a shaven face. This one actually shaves. His dark hair reaches his collar, and he has, like his two brothers, he is illiterate. Osmond thinks that him and Osfried are stronger than Osney. I don't know why I got to bring that up every time, but it's funny. All right. Osney and his brothers are amiable, being popular with both knights and servants, and lusty of the serving women. Tyrion Lannister considers all three to be deceitful and unsavory, but none as dangerous as Bronn. I say that all of them, all three of these guys. I don't say it for the dad, but these three, parts 2 through 4. This one I do every time. House Kettleblack. House Kettleblack is a noble house from the Crownlands. Members of House Kettleblack tend to be tall, with dark hair, and very flat, broad noses. The Kettleblacks are known for their unscrumptious behavior. During the War of the Five Kings, Sir Osmond, Osney, and Osfrey Kettleblack are sellswords in King's Landing. Cersei Lannister has her cousin, Sir Lancel, find sellswords to replace the House Lannister guards, led by Captain Vylar, whom Tyrion Lannister has sent from the capital. Cersei secretly meets with the Kettleblacks to buy her own sellswords. Unbeknownst to Cersei, however, the Kettleblack brothers are already being paid by Tyrion's Captain Bronn. They're also possibly working for their dad, who's definitely working for Littlefinger. It's a whole web of stuff. All right, moving on. Cersei's dirty work. Osney, along with his brothers Sir Osmond and Osfrey, are used by Tyrion Lannister to infiltrate Cersei Lannister's attempt to buy force of sellswords for herself. Osney receives 4 scars on his cheek when he is scratched by Aliea. I can't say her name. When Cersei has taken her captive thinking she is Tyrion's lady friend. Cersei does this because Tyrion has Tommen. So Cersei's trying to hide Tommen. Tyrion kind of gets him in himself, and this angers her, and she thinks that Aliea is that actually how you say it? Did I get it right? Is actually his lover, but no, it's Shay. So she gets kidnapped anyways, and in her kind of being kidnapped, scratches Osney in the face. So Osney's got some scars. Did I cover everything here? Nope. During the Battle of the Blackwater, Osney brings reports to the Queen Regent, Cersei Lannister, and he aids Osfried and Osfrey. And he aids Osfrey. Oh, it's just a new one. Osney informs Sir Dantos Hollard of Stannis' Blackwater defeat in the Blackwater. Why would he be telling Dantos? That's weird. All right. In the brothers in King's Landing, I love that Lego picture I got of them. Thank you, Spaneeman. Osney and Osfried are given their knighthoods after the Battle of Blackwater because Osmond is already one. The older brother Osmond's already a knight, possibly, by good old Robert Stone, who, that sounds made up. But anyways, they're now knights. Though they took no part in the actual fighting, they still get knighthoods. The Kettleblacks bring Prince Tommen Baratheon back from Rosby after the death of Jacelyn Blackwater. I do have a video of Jacelyn Blackwater. Go check it out. Sansa Stark sees Osney training against Sir Kenos of Case. All right. All three of the Kettleblack brothers give evidence against Tyrion in his trial for the murder of King Joffrey. Osfried and Osney mention Tyrion's threats against Cersei, although they omit that Tyrion had done so after Aliela was harmed. So they leave out the fact that they were doing that. They just say, oh, he was threatening the king. Yeah, what were you leaving out? All right. Osney and Osfried and Sir Garland Tyrell guard the King Tommen when Jaime meets with the King's Guard in the White Sword Tower. So I brought this up last time, but I just think it's a fun fact. So when Jaime is in charge of the King's Guard, and every meeting that he does with the King's Guard, he has to go, so where's the king? And they have to say, he is here being guarded by these guys. And it's Osney and Osfried and Garland Tyrell, who I've now done videos for all three, guarding him. All right. There we go. There we go. See, he's got scars on his face from being scratched. Cersei's pet killer. Wow, that doesn't sound cool at all. Sir Osney and his brothers are ordered by Queen Cersei to dispose of the corpse of Shae. Cersei tells them that what they do with the corpse is of no concern. Sir Boros Blount and the Kettleblacks also kill two jailers on Cersei's orders, which upsets Jaime. I've gone over this with the last two ones, but yeah, they kind of kill one of like two witnesses. And since, even though Jaime did it, Jaime is like investigating himself, and he's like, hey, what about the two jailers? And they're like, we killed them. It's like, why? Osney is given a black stallion by his brother Osfrey, which he names Midnight. I don't know why we have random facts about their horses, because Osfrey's got a gold horse, I'm pretty sure. All right. Cersei has Osney kill the High Septum? Whoa. Fearing what Lancel Lannister might have told the man, Osney seeks into the Great Sept and smothers a High Septum with a pillow while he sleeps. As a reward for murdering the Pope, he gets to bang a queen. Wow. There you go, Cersei. Cersei's like, you want some of this? Pretty sure your brother has. Did. It's like, you murder the High Septum, and you get to lay with good old Queen Cersei. This is me. And he does. Good job. Moving on up. I love this art by Catherine Dinger for the Final Fantasy Flight games, which I used to play a lot of their games. Cersei's plan. Cersei tasks Osney with seducing and bedding Queen Marjorie Tyrell, with the pair to be discovered by Osney's brother, Sir Osmond. Tommen would then send Osney to the Wall as punishment, where he can kill the Lord Commander, which is Jon Snow. Cersei promises Osney a pardon and a lordship when both of these tasks are completed. Crazy. All right. Cersei names Osney as the sworn sword of King Tommen so that that the knight can be close to Marjorie. The young queen responds to Osney's advances with nothing but teasing. However, Cersei hatches a new scheme. Just tells Osney to go to the new High Septum, known as the High Sparrow, and falsely confess to bedding Marjorie and two of her three cousins. Cersei then lets him bed her again to be sure that he obeys. Whoa, what are you up to, Cersei? So she's like, hey, go seduce Marjorie, and I'll have the Kingsguard Osmond walk in on it. And he goes, but what if I get killed? She's like, we'll make sure you get thrown to the wall. He's like, well, I don't want to go to the wall. Well, go to the wall and kill Jon Snow. Who's Jon Snow? And then after that, it's like, hey, Marjorie doesn't want to bang me. Go tell the High Sparrow you did it. She is an expert schemer. No, she's not. All right, last slide. The Sparrow's prisoner. During his own torture, so not Osney's torture, but the Blue Bard's torture, is the Blue Bard is forced to list those he claims are Queen Marjorie's secret lovers, including Osney. Osney confesses to the High Sparrow, who has Marjorie and her cousins arrested. So he throws out that I mean Marjorie and his cousin and her cousins, and so he confessed a little too easily. So the High Sparrow is suspicious. However, he has never heard a confession from a man so pleased to be guilty. So because he's like doing the plan, the Sparrow's like, all right, you wanted to say that there's something going on. The High Sparrow then has Osney whipped to verify his confession. Under that torture, Osney tells a different story, which implicates Cersei in the death of the previous High Sparrow and in having sexual relations with Osney. Oh no. This news allows the High Sparrow to arrest Cersei on similar charges to those of Marjorie. Oops, cat is out of the bag. Osney remains prisoner of remains prisoner of the Faith of the Seven. He is to be executed for the murder of the previous High Septum. Wow, all that backfires on you, didn't it? Osney and Cersei. So the other two Kettleblack brothers are tossed into the dungeon by Kevin Lannister, and they either have to take the black, or they have to fight Robert Strong, which is pretty much just getting murdered. He doesn't get that choice. He just gets killed. So it was Cersei's plan for him to take the black and go kill Jon Snow. He doesn't get that choice, man. All right. There you go. Well, he smothered the Pope. All right. That's it. That's Kettleblack week. You guys made it through. That wraps it up. But I got one last thing. That's another Wayne's World reference. Yeah, you guys made it through Kettleblack week. Check out all my non-Kettleblack videos and the other 3 if you haven't. I got so much Song by Some Fire stuff. I also have other stuff on the channel. We've been doing our Pokemon role-playing game and things like that, and all my old stuff when I covered other things too. I think I got some old videos of me covering The Wire from like a year ago. I just pretty much just do Song by Some Fire now and my Pokemon role-playing game. Go check all that stuff out. There's some links popping up on the screen. Now we'll say it one last time, and then I'll stop making fun of people with hook noses. Do not trust people with hook noses. I'm kidding. You guys are fine. For real. I'm just joking. I'm just joshing. Have a good one.